put Jay-Z on the bracket twice? Oh, damn it. I did put him twice. Son of a...
Got it at the buzzer! Yes! The shot's gonna count! Here it goes for the win! Yes! No, the Cavs done it!
Well, thank you so much, everybody. Welcome back to the Bazz Reviews YouTube channel. I'm your host, Bazz. Hope you guys are all doing well, staying safe. It's been a tough March for brackets and the NCAA tournament, and of course, Rap Madness is going on over on at Rap's Instagram, and you might have seen it, you might not have. They're a pretty big account, but some of the picks have been kind of questionable. So in light of that, I decided to make my own, bracket of sorts with the top 64 rappers. And this was decided through not only just me, but the people on my Discord as well. Shout out to Fire, especially for the idea. You can go follow his Twitter and album of the year. Links to those are down in the description, as well as to the Bazz Reviews Discord. We've got some great music discussion going on there, and your presence would be very welcome. So with all that said, we got the modern region here, of course. Just as a clarification, this one was just like fan favorites, just people that transcend multiple genres, basically ones that everybody should kind of be into and enjoy. This was honestly one of the more subjective categories because like there were so many I could have put here, but at the end of the day, these were just the 16 that I thought, okay, yeah, these will fit here. So we have that region, and then over here, I'm going to scroll down, and you're going to see the golden region. This is pretty much self-explanatory with the rest of them. This is like 80s, 90s, early 2000s rap, so the best of that generation of music. Then over here, we've got populist, which is, of course, the demographic that rap is aiming for with their Rap Madness. So as you can see here, you got Lil Baby, Da Baby, 2 Chainz, Playboy Cardi, stuff like that. Some artists here that I like, but at the end of the day, this is probably the region that I know the least about and care the least about. So my takes here will probably not fly super well with a lot of rap fans. Well, populist rap fans, if you will. And then at the top left here, we've got the alternative, just people kind of not in that modern realm, but also kind of establishing their own sound on that side of things. For reference, you might have noticed like Eminem is a number 1 seed, JPEG Mafia and Brockhampton are 60. You're probably wondering, like, did I do? No, I didn't do any of these seedings. These were randomly generated through a website. So I figured that was probably more fair than me picking the matchups because, I mean, I probably would have changed some of these. So I like the random element, and, it provides for some more fun commentary as I'm going through the bracket. So let's formally get started with the modern region. Our first matchup here is Eminem against Lil Wayne. Neither of these guys I'm like the biggest fan of. I'd probably have to pick Eminem here because, I like his early stuff. I don't think, his new stuff is anything special, but, like stuff from the late 90s, early 2000s, that's like pretty good stuff. I can't go wrong with it. Then we have the 8-9 matchup of Denzel Curry and Kid Cudi. I would probably take Denzel Curry here. I like his style a lot. It's tough. Kid Cudi, he's from Cleveland, very talented person, but I think other than Man on the Moon, there really isn't an album that I would say I really enjoy spinning from him from start to finish. It's a different story with Denzel, which is why I would pick him there. And then here we have the 5-12 matchup of Drake and Joey Badass. Again, if we're looking at early Drake only, this would be Drake hands down, but I'd have to say Joey Badass because, again, I'm not the biggest fan of Drake and what he's done with the music industry, but that's a video and a commentary for another time. And now at the number 4-13 matchup, we've got Kendrick Lamar and Lil Uzi Vert. You can already see me typing Kendrick Lamar here. I like Lil Uzi Vert, but I think Kendrick is the more favorable figure in this matchup. I put Jay-Z on the bracket twice? Fuck. Oh, damn it. I did put him twice. Who can we put in there as a replacement?
A few moments later.
What if I put Jay-Z in the old bracket and Logic in the new one? That works, because Logic was going to be somebody okay, perfect. That works. That's a fair substitution. God, good, we saved it. Yes, on the fly. Okay. So at the 6-11 matchup here, easily one of the toughest in the bracket. We got ASAP Rocky and J. Cole. This is one that I would probably pick ASAP Rocky in because I'm not the biggest a J. Cole fan, but I know this is one, like I said, that would go either way. There are a lot of fans of both. I don't know how many people would put J. Cole, but I would assume a fair amount. Like if you ask somebody like, oh, who do you like more, ASAP Rocky or J. Cole? They might say J. Cole. So moving on here, 3-14 matchup. We got Chance the Rapper against Travis Scott. A very tough one for me, but again, I would probably choose Travis Scott, a very visionary figure. I love Chance the Rapper, but again, I do enjoy a lot of what Travis Scott has done recently with his records. So yeah, there we go. Now we got the 7-10 matchup of Tyler, the Creator, and the guy everybody thinks that I look like. I don't know why, but it's logic. I would probably, again, take the higher seed here. Tyler, the Creator would win. And then rounding out the end of the modern region, we've got Kanye West and Mac Miller. I love both of these guys. It's a really tough matchup, but at the end of the day, I'm taking Kanye West. So now we'll move right on down to the golden bracket. And starting things off here, we've got Nas versus Ms. Lauryn Hill. It's very hard for me because I think Lauryn Hill is very talented, not only with the Fugees, but in her solo career. But I don't know, man. It's like Nas has just done. Once you hit like the 2000s, it's like not as good, but he's still going, and most of his work is still, fine enough, So as tough as a matchup as this is, I'm probably going to take Nas. So moving on down here to the 8-9 matchup here, we've got Mobb Deep versus Wu-Tang Clan. I think I'm going to take Wu-Tang Clan because let's be real. If I could, I would have put every Wu-Tang member in this region alone, but I think I just kind of consolidated it and just made it Wu-Tang Clan. So they would probably win. Next matchup here, we've got Tupac and Outkast. I'm going to take the 12 seed here. If you've been tuning into my stuff for a while, you know that I'm not the biggest West Coast guy. I think Tupac is especially one of the most overrated rappers of all time. But I know there are a lot of people that like him. Just me. It's just, I don't know, not really my thing, I guess. So I would take Outkast there. Then we got Snoop Dogg and 50 Cent. In my opinion, I think Get Rich or Die Trying is one of the most overlooked hip hop albums today. Don't get me wrong, like it's gotten the the recognition that it deserves. It's been an influence to so many different rappers, but at the end of the day, I don't really hear as many people talk about it. And it's weird because like the rest of 50 Cent stuff isn't like as great as that record was, but I don't know, something about Snoop Dogg, man. I just love his stuff. I think he's better than Dr. Dre on The Chronic. I like Doggy Style a lot. So, I don't know. Fuck it. Snoop Dogg. Oh, I spelled Snoop wrong. Snoop Dogg. Got it. So at the number 6 and 11 matchup here, we've got Run DMC and Gang Starr. I like Run DMC. They're a cool group, but I like DJ Premier and Guru a little bit more. My heart's saying go with the East Coast legends. A little bit more of a legend than Run DMC. I know that some hip hop purists would have probably taken Run DMC. So then here we've got A Tribe Called Quest and Dr. Dre. I'm gonna take A Tribe Called Quest. Again, a great group. They're very prolific. Pete Rock still making a lot of great stuff today. So at the 7-10 matchup now, we've got Jay-Z and Biggie Smalls. I'm going to go Biggie Smalls here. What am I doing? I think, I'd probably take Biggie. And then at the 2-15, rounding out the golden region, we have the Far Side and Ice Cube. Taking the Far Side here. And that concludes this portion of the bracket. Move over to the populist side now. So we'll start it off with Future and Roddy Ricch. I don't like Future very much, so I guess I'll take Roddy Ricch kind of just by like who I prefer a little bit more. So at the 8-9 matchup here, we've got Lil Baby and Meek Mill. I don't like Lil Baby at all, so I'll take Meek Mill pretty easily. Then we got Gunna and Post Malone. I'll probably take Post Malone again because fuck Gunna and fuck all those Young Thug clones. You know what I mean? And then again, another really lesser of two evils matchup here. Megan Thee Stallion and Migos. Okay, Megan Thee Stallion. We got to do it. Just troll everybody at this point. And this is one that I can say is probably the easiest pick out of this region. Pop Smoke and XXX Tentacion at the 6-11 matchup. Gonna take Pop Smoke here. Then we've got 2 Chainz and DaBaby. Don't even have to say who I'm picking here. Juice WRLD, Playboy Cardi. A lot of people are gonna hate me for this one again. Playboy Cardi, even though I did not like Whole Lotta Red very much. And then Young Thug, 21 Savage, Young Thug. All right. We have our final region here for the first round. Going to be JPEG Mafia versus Brockhampton. Starting things off, probably going to take JPEG Mafia here. Then this could be one of the hardest matchups in the first round, the 8-9 of Death Grips and Earl Sweatshirt. For me, I like Death Grips, but not enough to put him over Earl Sweatshirt. I'm sorry, all you Death Grips fans. And I know I'm wearing my Death Classic shirt. Shame on me. I guess this was kind of a bad day to wear it in film. But moving on here, we've got Jid against Clipping. The thing is with Clipping, I've said this before, I think they're a very volatile group. They either come into the studio making amazing stuff or they just don't. You know, they're just, even on their last record, Visions of Bodies Being Burned, I just did not think they were all in that right headspace and didn't really like come together and make their best work. I'm sure the alternative heads are going to start coming from my head, I guess. But again, Jid would probably win here. Blade against Run the Jewels. I don't even have to talk about this one. Blade, just kidding. I like Blade a lot. You guys know that he's one of my top artists of last year. I think it was the most streamed, if I remember correctly. Don't get me wrong, I love Run the Jewels too, but you know, if we're going more on just like what I'm enjoying at the moment, what's more accessible to me, I would probably say Blade would win here. And then we've got Danny Brown and Griselda. This was another interesting one because I was originally going to put each of the members or just like one of the rappers from Griselda, but I think they're such an incredible group that they had to all be featured on here. I'm not sure if anybody here read my review of Pray for Paris when it dropped, but not a big West Side Gun fan. I think he sounds a lot like a discount Ghostface Killah. But I don't mind like Benny the Butcher or Conway. They're both pretty good. But going against Danny Brown, I mean, that's hard for me. I like a lot of Danny Brown's sounds. And I think Griselda's a pretty like young group, you know, relatively speaking. I mean, they've been around for years and years, but, you know, didn't really start coming into the mainstream until these last three years or so. I haven't really checked out much of Griselda's stuff yet as a whole. I've heard some individual records and songs, but not as much as I have Danny Brown. So he gets the edge here. And then MF Doom, Childish Gambino, pretty lopsided matchup in my opinion. I take MF Doom. The 7-10 matchup of Freddie Gibbs and Vince Staples, I'm taking Freddie Gibbs. And then we've got Pusha T versus Young Lean. I do love me some Young Lean. I haven't seen his documentary yet, but if you have, drop it down in the comments. Let me know if it's worth it or not. I'm going to take Pusha T here. And that wraps up the first round. It's just going to get easier. So we're going to head over to the second round of things now. We have Eminem and Denzel Curry in the modern region. I'm going to take Denzel Curry here. Joey Badass versus Kendrick. Going to take Kendrick. A$AP Rocky versus Travis Scott. Travis, I think. Kanye over Tyler. This is going to go a lot faster because, you know, I kind of went in depth in that first section. But if I do feel like I need to think about it, I will talk about my justification. And then we've got Nas versus Wu-Tang. Going to take Wu-Tang here. Then Outkast versus Snoop Dogg. I'm going to take Outkast here. Gang Starr versus Tribe Called Quest. Man, a tough matchup for me. I'm feeling like Gang Starr. I know this is really not going to be a take that people are going to like, but that's kind of how I'm feeling. And then Biggie Smalls over the far side. Now over here, Playboy Cardi versus Young Thug. Another really close matchup for me. I'd probably take Playboy Cardi if we're looking at his debut in Die Lit. I think he's one of the more interesting figures to kind of watch in the rap scene today. But you know, that's not to say Young Thug's not a genius in his own right, because again, as I mentioned, half the people in this region are like, you know, kind of copying him in a sense, but I just kind of respect Playboy Cardi a little bit more. He's a very daring figure. Pop Smoke versus 2 Chainz. Going to take Pop Smoke here. Cannot say Pop and forget the smoke. Then Post Malone versus Megan Thee Stallion. Going to take Post Malone here in the Sweet 16. Meek Mill versus Roddy Ricch. I'll take Meek Mill. Then moving up here to the alternative region, Pusha T versus Freddie Gibbs. Pusha's had a longer career, a lot of more interesting stuff. I just think, so yeah, Pusha T, why not? Freddie Gibbs is great with other beat makers, but he's really yet to prove himself as a solo artist. MF Doom will beat Danny Brown. Blade will beat Jid. And then we've got Earl Sweatshirt beating JPEG Mafia. Now in the Sweet 16, into the Elite 8, we're going to go Denzel versus Kendrick. I'm going to take Kendrick here. Travis versus Kanye. Sorry, Travis. Kanye's going to win this one. We got Wu-Tang versus Outkast. Again, I'm going to take Wu-Tang here, and then they'll be going up against Biggie Smalls in the final. Here we go. Then Playboy Carti versus Pop Smoke. Going to take Pop Smoke here. And then Meek Mill versus Post Malone. Again, a pretty weak matchup, but I guess I'll kind of take Post Malone by default. Then up to the alternative final, we've got MF Doom over Pusha T. And I'm going to go Blade over Earl Sweatshirt, the moment you've all been waiting for. Kanye over Kendrick. I'm going to take Wu-Tang. And then up in the alternative region, we've got Blade versus MF Doom. Going to take MF Doom. And then your representative of the populist bracket is Pop Smoke. Now, we have our final four set. Going up, Kanye versus Wu-Tang. Kanye West wins it. MF Doom versus Pop Smoke. MF Doom. And now we have our final. Oh man, my back, it hurts so bad in my neck. Yeah, it's Kanye West. Fuck it. All right, and there's my bracket, guys. Kanye West is the de facto GOAT in my eyes. Thank you guys for checking this video out. If you want a copy of this, feel free to send me an email, bazzreviews@gmail.com. And you can send me your results, share them with me if you're on the Discord. Drop in the comments what your thoughts on my picks were. I'd love to hear them. I'm sure there are some that are going to cause some controversy. But in any case, thanks. See you on the next one. Have a good one.